we're going to run some tests with our ProStock car. Here's a ProStock car, light dash motor. Now we have a hyperdash motor in here. ProStock car. Okay, so we have here a ProStock car with a sprint dash motor. It's the white color. We're going to see how that goes. So something to keep in mind is I was running my tests on the same set of batteries that I did not recharge in between the practice runs. So with freshly charged batteries, the timing scores would have been a little bit lower than what you see on each successive race, each successive motor. So yeah, with the first one, light dash, the charge was a little bit higher for the battery charge than it was for the hyper dash and then the sprint dash. So yeah, the results would have been faster times had I recharged the batteries between each session. That's perhaps why there's only a 1 second difference between each of the successive motors. So yeah, pretty cool. So I found out that in order to make this truly ProStock, I have to make sure that there's no protruding screws in the bottom. I could basically either attach a lock nut in the bottom, or I could clip off the ends of the screw, or maybe even file the screw thread down. So that's one thing. And also another thing I didn't know is in ProStock, you're not allowed to place sponges behind the battery contacts. So every time you race, you want to make sure that you rebend those contacts so that there's a good solid connection between your battery and the terminals. So yeah, without the sponges, that makes that something that you have to do maintenance-wise between races. So let's see, another thing, or were there any other things on here? No, I think that was it. Those were the two major things from a ProStock expert who evaluated my car and said, yeah, you just have to remove this and remove that, and then it'll be ProStock car. So yeah, I really wanted to place the Brocken-Gigant shell on top of this, like I said before, but it didn't quite work out for me, and I found out something. I think the 16mm O-ring rollers can be found on the Slash Reaper. So if I'm not mistaken, those rubber ring rollers are in fact 16mm rollers, so I can use them for my Brocken-Gigant. Pretty cool. So yeah, pretty darn cool. I'm pretty content with this being a mock frame. It would have been cool to make this a Brocken-Gigant or a Gunbluster XTO, but mock frame cowls, pretty darn cool. They seem to be lightweight, aerodynamic, and yeah, they don't pose an aerodynamic hindrance to the whole thing and no weight issues at all. So yeah, this is a very balanced car with this mock frame cowl. Very, very cool. So yeah, I've been told that these brakes can in fact be used as strut braces. That's pretty darn cool. And you know what? The position of the screws on your brake also matters. So if you basically place the screws up here, this brake is acting as both a brake and a strut brace. If you were to place the screws on the bottom, it's not so much a strut brace anymore. It's more of a brake. So yeah, basically having the screws on the top reinforces this front part a little bit better than if you were to place the screws on the bottom. Yeah, something to keep in mind for ProStock. So very, very cool. And some people on my previous video, the Mondrian video, actually commented that this is in fact a very common ProStock model, ProStock build. So that's pretty cool that my head was basically on the same wavelength as other ProStock racers. Pretty darn cool. Yeah. So everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel, and you'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you. Bye.